When a CTO thinks about influence, they usually think internally: align the engineering roadmap, communicate with product, manage risk, ship faster. But in today's tech economy, that's only half the job. The real competitive edge comes from how well you, as a technical leader, influence the market outside your walls. Every high growth tech company eventually hits the same wall: brilliant product, strong internal leadership, and absolutely no external presence. No interviews, no POV in the media, no thought leadership on the platforms where investors, customers, and top talent are paying attention. That silence becomes a liability because it forces the market to fill in the narrative for you. And the market rarely fills it in kindly. Here's the truth most CTOs never hear: external influence is not about personal branding. It's about stabilizing perception in an industry that moves quicker than you can ship a sprint. It's the strategic function that protects your valuation, strengthens trust in your direction, and attracts the caliber of talent your engineering organization needs in order to actually execute. And it becomes critical during the moments you least expect. When a big customer is hesitating, when you're raising around and investors want to know who is behind the innovation, not just the innovation itself. When your competitors suddenly dominate the narrative because their technical leaders learn how to communicate vision instead of hiding behind code. If you only influence internally, you become a cost center. When you influence externally, you become a credibility engine. So let me give you three specific moves every CTO should be making to strengthen external influence without turning into a spokesperson or diluting your technical depth. First, shape the conversation. You are the closest to the technology, which means you're closest to where your industry is heading. Your voice reduces uncertainty. You should be speaking at the conferences that your buyers attend, the industry's podcast your investors listen to, and the stages where enterprise customers go to evaluate who is building the future, not just who is building fast. Second, show your work in a way the market understands. This is where most technical leaders fall apart. They go too deep or they stay too vague. You need a leadership messaging strategy that translates innovation into clarity. Whether you are explaining a new AI feature to customers, discussing risk posture with enterprise buyers, or briefing media on where the category is headed, your job is to make the complex usable. That is what builds authority. Third, become visible enough that your company is seen as stable, credible, and future ready. When the engineering leader shows up publicly, it signals confidence. It signals alignment between product, vision, and leadership. And it reassures investors that the company they bet on is led by people who can navigate uncertainty, not avoid visibility because it's uncomfortable. This is the new mandate for CTOs. Technical excellence is expected. External influence is what differentiates you because the companies attracting capital, customers, and talent are the ones whose leaders signal clarity, confidence, and direction beyond the internal org chart. If your company wants the market to believe in your roadmap, your leadership has to be visible enough for the market to trust the person building it. Because in today's economy, presence is not a soft skill, it's leverage.